Hello friends, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Today I'm going to share a story that's simple, but incredibly powerful. A story that might just inspire you to believe in yourself again. Wings of Courage. The story of two birds. In a quiet valley surrounded by towering mountains and endless skies, there stood a massive oak tree. It was older than anyone could remember, its branches stretching wide like arms that had embraced countless storms, seasons, and stories. On one of its highest branches lived two young birds. One was named Arrow, bold, curious, always looking at the horizon. The other was named Luma, gentle, thoughtful, and afraid of the unknown. They had grown up together, sharing the same nest, the same food, and the same dreams. But deep inside, they were very different. The dream of the sky. Every morning Arrow would stare at the vast blue sky. "Do you ever wonder what's beyond those mountains?" he asked one day, his wings trembling with excitement. Luma looked down at the ground far below and shivered. "I don't need to know," she replied softly. "This tree is safe. Everything we need is right here." Arrow smiled, but said nothing. He believed they were meant for more. The first leap. One bright morning the wind whispered stronger than usual. Arrow felt something different, like the sky was calling him. "I'm going to fly," he said suddenly. Luma froze. "What if you fall?" Arrow looked at her with calm confidence. "What if I don't?" Without waiting for another word, Arrow stepped to the edge of the branch. For a moment, everything stood still. Then, he jumped. Fear versus faith. Luma screamed, closing her eyes. She expected to hear a thud, but instead, she heard the powerful sound of wings slicing through the air. She slowly opened her eyes. There he was. Arrow was flying. Not falling. Flying. Higher and higher, riding the wind like he belonged to it. Luma's heart pounded. How is he doing that?" she whispered. Deep inside, something shifted. The storm comes. Days passed. Arrow flew farther each day, exploring the world beyond the valley. He would return with stories of rivers, forests, and skies painted in colors Luma had never imagined. But Luma stayed, watching, waiting, doubting. Then one evening, dark clouds rolled in. A violent storm approached, stronger than anything the valley had seen before. The wind roared like an angry beast. Branches snapped, leaves were torn away. Luma clung to the nest in terror. "Arrow, where are you?" she cried. But Arrow was far away, alone in the storm. The tree shook violently. Cracks echoed through its trunk. Luma realized something terrifying. The place she thought was safe was breaking. Her heart raced. "I can't stay here," she whispered. But another voice inside her said, "You can't fly. You'll fall. You'll fail." Tears filled her eyes. For the first time, she understood. Safety was an illusion. The inner battle. The storm grew worse. The branch beneath her began to crack. Luma looked at the sky. Dark, wild, unpredictable. "I'm not ready," she said. But then she remembered Arrow's words. "What if I don't fall?" Her breathing slowed. "What if I can fly?" The question changed everything. The leap of belief. With trembling wings, Luma stepped to the edge. The wind pushed against her. Fear screamed inside her. But something stronger rose within. Belief. "I can do this," she said, barely above a whisper. And then, she jumped. The fall and the rise. At first she dropped. Fast. The ground rushed toward her. Panic exploded inside her chest. "I can't." But then instinct took over. Her wings spread. They caught the wind. And suddenly, she slowed, then lifted, then soared. The moment of truth. Luma gasped. "I'm flying?" The storm still raged, but now it felt different. She wasn't trapped in it. She was moving through it. The wind that once scared her now carried her. For the first time in her life, she felt free. Reunion in the sky. Through the storm clouds, a familiar figure appeared. Arrow. He flew beside her, smiling. I knew you could do it, he said. Luma laughed, tears mixing with rain. I was so afraid. Arrow nodded. Fear never goes away. But courage grows stronger when you trust yourself. They flew together, rising above the storm. And then, they broke through the clouds. Above the storm, the sky above was calm. Golden sunlight spread across endless blue. Below them, the storm still raged. But up here, there was peace. Luma looked down, then back at the horizon. I spent my whole life afraid to fall, she said. Arrow smiled. And now, she spread her wings wider than ever before. Now I know, I was born to fly. A new beginning. From that day on, Luma was no longer the bird who stayed behind. She explored, she learned, she grew. And whenever she saw another bird afraid to leap, she would say, "The sky isn't your enemy. It's your opportunity." The lesson of the two birds. This story is not just about Arrow and Luma. It's about you. The tree is your comfort zone. The storm is life's challenges. The jump is your decision. And the wings are your hidden strength. Most people wait for the storm to pass. But the truth is, you discover your strength only when you dare to fly through it. Final message. Confidence awakening. You may feel like Luma right now. Afraid, uncertain, holding on to what feels safe. But remember this. You already have wings, you are stronger than your fear, and your life begins the moment you take that leap. So ask yourself, what if I don't fall? Because one day, just like Luma, you won't. As this story comes to an end, remember this. You are stronger than your fears and braver than your doubts. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, keep believing in yourself.